Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Brian Corbin, and today I want to talk to you about some of the more advanced common errors I see in student writing. One of the biggest problems students oftentimes have is figuring out how to start sentences with numbers. So this first sentence on your screen there is incorrect. You actually have to spell out the number if you're going to start off a sentence with a number. So 55 would become 55 spelled out to start off that sentence there. Next, that sentence is also incorrect because it starts off with a number. So let's find a different way to reword it, just that way it makes a little bit more sense and it flows better. You can say over 560,000 members participated in the March in Baltimore, because if you spell out 562,000, that's quite confusing and it does distract the reader. So it's better just to put a word in front of 560,000 and then that makes more sense. Same thing with this one here, 7,063,000 people wish they could travel to Mars. Okay, well, how about this? Approximately 7 million people wish they could travel to Mars. It's not going to really make much difference if you're talking a difference of 63 people. So I hope this helps you with the numbers. Just remember, you cannot start off a sentence with a number, and a lot of times huge numbers should not be written out anyhow because it's very confusing. All right, next, author references. Okay, so we have an author here. The author's name is David Whitmore, and he published something in 2018. So a big problem I see is that students will write the author's first name instead of their last name. So David 2018 believes that all pizza shops should sell dessert, okay? That's nice, but you should refer to David by his last name. You can refer to the author by their first and last name once, and after the first mention, you refer to the author by their last names. Here's another one, Cynthia Hibachi. She published something in 2017. Cynthia 2017 believes in the power of Japanese food. No, that's wrong. But Hibachi 2017 believes in the power of food, because once again, you refer to the authors by their last name after the first mention. Next, a big problem I see with students and their writing is that they oftentimes overuse quotes. You want to limit usage of quotes to a large degree. You only want to quote something if it's particularly interesting or noteworthy. Quotes should be used very sparingly throughout your essay. Also, if you use a direct quote and you're writing in APA style, you have to include the page number of where the quote came from. If there's no page number, then you include the paragraph number. But remember, avoid using quotes as much as possible and do much more paraphrasing. Pronoun agreement is another problem I see throughout students' essays. So for example, if you wrote a person, blah, 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 you wouldn't say their dinner was ready. No, you would say his or her dinner was ready because you were talking about one person. If you wrote the persons, you would say their dinner was ready because why? You're talking about more than one. There refers to more than one. Also, you wouldn't say they when referring to one person. You would say he or she. So just remember, you've got to make sure that your pronouns agree with your subjects. Another problem I often see is that students do not use acronyms correctly. This sentence is correct. The Lobsters Lovers group meets each Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's correct because the student spelled out the entire phrase and then put it in parentheses. After the first mention, you can refer to the Lobsters Lovers group as LLG, but you must first spell it out in its entirety. Certified cow temperature takers have a tough job. Yes, they do. I would not want to take a temperature of a cow for anything. So they spell that out first, certified cow temperature takers, all right? Then you can use the acronym after that. Notice also as well that the S does not have an apostrophe in front of it because it's not showing possession. Like that. Okay. So with the acronyms, first spell out the phrase in its entirety, and then you can use the acronym after that. Also, another problem I see with students writing is in-text citations or not using them. And this oftentimes has to do with common knowledge. This first sentence here, George Washington was the first president of the United States. That's common knowledge. You don't need an in-text citation for that. But Franklin Pierce much less well-known, would need an in-text citation. Okay. Educators marched in Washington, D.C. in March of 2008 to demand more money. Okay. You didn't know that probably by heart, and even if you did, most people don't know that, so you would need the in-text citation there. Most teachers are required to work 9 months of the year. That's common knowledge. No in-text citation is necessary. About 9 months is the gestation period for humans. Common knowledge, again, no citation necessary. But what about a hamster's gestation period? Well, that's not common knowledge, so you would need an in-text citation. Another problem I often see with students writing is that they put apostrophes for decades. That's not necessary. So this sentence in the 1940s, that World War II is happening, that's wrong. You don't need the apostrophe because it's not showing possession of something. So anyway, those are my common errors, the more advanced ones I frequently see. I hope this helps you improve your writing, and thank you for your time.